Hello, nerds, and welcome to Four Nerds Gaming. You're on with Happy Bandit.
Keelan.
The wife?
And the missus.
And we're back in a galaxy far, far away.
A long time ago, too.
Playing Lego Star Wars.
Which makes you wonder,
Naboo is under an attack.
if it took a place a long time ago, then what is their technology like today?
Yeah.
They have
yet,
all
not
this
yet, but go
fancy
back.
stuff to do.
Sorry.
That was one of the coolest things about the movies to me, like especially
Okay, now whichever one you want to do.
A New Hope, is that it had the mixture of technology with like this
Dirt floors and
dirt.
stuff.
Yeah, it's such a cool concept. First movie that I can ever think of seeing
I didn't mean to
had,
do that.
They had the
Sorry.
concept of having that, the poor people with the dirt floor, like you say, and that using pack animals and things, but then right around them everywhere is this amazing technology. So is that
It kind of reminds me of kind of like the Firefly thing now too.
Yeah,
with,
yeah.
They have this technology, but they get dropped off on these planets with next to nothing, and they're so poor, and they're just at the mercy sort of the powers that be.
I think you need to go flick that
You
switch.
need to go flick the switch over there.
Okay, I'm trying not to die.
But
That's sort of important to me. I'm gonna bob and weave.
get that thing? Get
Since
that
I
Oh
thing.
my
can't
god, come
see.
back. Oh.
I can't see a damn thing. Sorry.
one thing I love about the Star Wars universe is how deep the story is.
There's
I-
so much mythos that goes with it.
I used to read a lot of the novels, and in fact, one novel that I'm going to go ahead and recommend if you haven't read it is called Shadow of the Empire, and it takes place between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and it's there's a whole lot of what did Luke do.
Yeah, there's a lot of
between
space
that.
in between there.
He had to talks about him going and learning, how to build a lightsaber and actually building his own lightsaber and all these things. And I mean, it's a really,
I really
good
enjoyed
book.
the Clone Wars, the cartoon that they did, because there's a lot of stuff in there about becoming a Jedi and that sort of thing too. The series they did.
All right, let's come back.
If
over
you don't
here.
like to read, I
But,
like to read, but
But speaking of, between those two,
Oh, shoot, don't do anything.
there
yet.
was a when I was in junior
here, I'll
high,
come over here until you get up there.
and that's an important factor in this story, because you know how junior high
Okay.
kids are.
Oh yeah.
Now flick the switch and then you're gonna walk.
That
this
was
way
when
too.
the
Hold on.
internet was pretty new, and so it's like you
Come
would
on,
go to
switch.
websites and get a whole bunch of like text jokes and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
There
And
we
so
go.
there was this whole thing about the top 10 things Luke did between between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and the only one to this day that I remember is how to jerk off left-handed. Was learn to jerk off
Oh my
left-handed.
gosh, can you imagine?
But
Yeah, I'd hate to have that claw grabbing me. It'd be dangerous. Hold it down.
Hold it down.
hold it down.
I did.
All the
All the
way.
way.
Keep holding it until
I
it.
held it down,
No,
and
you
it.
did.
I did too. I'm holding it down right now. Damn thing's not doing a damn thing.
Oh, look at there.
Okay,
I gotta jump on the other one.
jump over.
Whee!
Push the button.
Buttons. Button.
Who's got the button?
Who's got the button? Here they come. Cut their heads
Get
off.
him! Get him! Get him!
Chom, 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 chom.
One of the coolest things about I tell you one thing that I love a whole lot about the newer movies is that they really worked hard on the sword play and
Oh,
stuff.
yes.
I mean, it was so much
Oh,
better. You
yeah.
go back and watch the fights with episode 4, where it's just like, I mean, the old man that played Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
is
it's.
just like,
I
it's
mean,
ridiculous.
the fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader.
Oh, it's a joke. It's a joke.
It's kind of crazy, but I mean, you figure you've got one is an old guy,
Yeah.
and the other one is like
Both of them in their prime.
can you imagine trying to fight in that Darth Vader suit? I mean, for one
No.
thing, you probably wouldn't hardly be able to see.
No.
But they used very very traditional sort of styles. Of course, I mean even the leap between that fight and then Luke and Vader in Return of the Jedi.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
the leaps and bounds.
Oh, yeah, I
just
agree.
in those few years. But
They worked
fun
really hard
story.
on the choreography and stuff, training and stuff for episode 1. I watched the behind the scenes on that, and they would spend, weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of all the swordplay and training and stuff just to be able to do those few scenes.
You're nerds. You probably already know this, but did you know that the guy who was in the suit, he delivered the lines. He thought his voice was going to be
Yeah.
in it, and he did not know until he actually saw the movie premiere
That's what I heard. I
that
don't
he
know if
was
that's
voiced
Yeah.
over.
I don't know how true that is. I mean, who knows? But
and
that's
then
what I always heard too.
well,
And-
there is truth to this, and I'll tell you how I know it in just a second. And then he was super pissed when they used a third guy at the end of Return of the Jedi to be the guy
Oh.
under the mask.
Right.
He raised such he's gotten so mad about it. He's been banned from every Star Wars convention.
Wow.
He.
David Prowse.
The funny
is-
thing is the part where the sorry, go
I'm
ahead.
not. I mean, I'm totally with him.
Yeah.
I mean, they totally screwed him over. Yeah, go. What were you saying?
The funny thing is, they were so secretive about revealing that Vader was his father that the script was actually written differently, and the only people who really knew about it was even the actors. The lines that were delivered were not "I am your father," and James Earl Jones was one of them. That knew because he had to read it, but the other actors didn't know.
Yeah, I forget what the line they said was, but hey,
Sorry, I see him and I want to kill him.
don't hit the Gungans.
Leave the Gungans alone.
You know,
Poor things.
They're just such horribly written, racial stereotypes.
God, what were they
Misa,
thinking?
blah blah blah.
That was so stupid. I mean, I have no problem with the way the characters look in their city under the water and all that cool stuff, and the fact they fought all that's cool. It's Jar Jar Binks himself and his voice, and the guy they used for his voice, and
You take the village idiot, you put him with some Jedis, and then you give him power later on.
yeah, and use
You
him
keep
to
him
be the patsy
to empower,
to give the
bad guys.
bad guys power. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably my freshman year of college. There was a deal on TV. It was the Star Wars Fan Film Awards, where it was they had watched all these different fan films and were giving out awards for them and stuff like that. And the only one I remember was some
Cutscene.
cartoon that somebody had drawn, done where it was George Lucas meeting Jar Jar in a bar to talk to him. And he's like, yeah, there's been a lot of, talk and the little programmers, or, the CGI guys gave me a little note here and how to deal with the situation. He's like, oh, that's kind of clever. Control-sa, Alt-sa, Delete-sa. and he goes, poof.
I've seen there's some comics, and I can't think of the name of it. Sorry. Is that my phone?
Yes.
Sorry. That is it's a comic of as if, Vader had actually raised his kids. And there's a couple different ones. But one of them is they're in a toy store and Luke is picking out a Gungan. And it says, and Darth Vader says, "This is not the toy you're looking for."
And Luke goes,
We go this
yes, it is. But, it does make you think, what if,
I'm sure the fans would have found something else to bitch about if he hadn't created Jar Jar Binks.
it's
Oops.
like, what if Vader had been a part of the kid's life? Or, if things had turned out a little differently.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, Jar Jar, or whoever you are.
Jar Jar can jump really high, so you might want to use him.
Okay.
What was I gonna say? Wah!
Isn't that something you've always wanted to do? Kill Jar Jar?
Yep. Oh, another thing, they interviewed like 3,000 kids to find the kid they used for Anakin.
yeah.
And really, I'm thinking, this is the guy you choose?
The first movie, he was such an annoying little
Oh my
know-it-all
God.
turd.
They should
and
have
then
interviewed
Hayden
another
Christensen
3,000.
is such a little robot.
yeah, I don't get it at all.
He's
Oh,
good
yeah.
looking and all,
Yeah.
but he is a horrible actor.
There's a bunch of good things I did like about this
Okay.
movie.
Okay.
So, like,
I'm gonna disagree with you. I've seen him in other things. I think he's a pretty good actor.
Just the script
It's
was
just-
not
yeah.
great. I really hate that they over-explain things because the movies were so mysterious and awesome and cool.
Yeah, I think it's just that, it was written poorly, but he did a really good job of portraying what was written.
Yeah.
Jar Jar doesn't
Pause.
do anything, does he?
No.
Jar Jar's a bit of a
Just
pussy.
just like in the movie.
yeah. Just get in the way.
Oh, fudge nuggets.
Like other Gungans are like actual they go into battle and stuff. Jar Jar screws things up. I'm trying. I really am. I'm sorry. I keep spawning right on the ledge and I can't do anything. It just falls right in.
Oh, that blows.
Yeah, I can't
Okay,
okay, well,
save
I'll
myself
go over
or
this
anything.
way and
Maybe I'll spawn somewhere else.
Oh, boy.
I can't do anything.
Hold to the left.
I've tried.
Oh, there it is.
Thank God. I spawned 2 centimeters. One
This
way.
game is a little
Oh,
buggy.
Jesus. I hit the button.
it's not Jesus' fault. Don't blame him.
No, I was asking for Jesus' help. There.
So I saw
Oh,
this,
Jesus, help me.
I saw this thing today.
Oh, Lord
Lord
Jesus.
Jesus.
it
far.
said Johnny is an atheist. Johnny sees his friends post things about their faith on Facebook. Johnny doesn't say anything. Good for you, Johnny.
Yeah, good on you.
It's like, yeah. I have no problem with anybody believing what they want to believe,
Everybody's entitled to their own
yeah.
opinion.
But
Absolutely.
don't,
I'm sorry.
You killed me.
it's like, don't,
Sorry. Made me drop all my coins.
it just don't
Don't belittle what I
belittle
believe.
anybody else's opinions, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And of course, I'll be the first to admit that as a Christian, I see a lot of other Christians who I want to slap around because
Westboro Baptist.
don't even get me started on those. But
Like I said before, it's almost like they have a different Bible than we do.
Yeah, God doesn't hate anybody. God loves everybody. God hates sin. Doesn't hate people.
so
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyways, yeah.
ooh, what is that?
But yeah, I really felt like the newer series, they had their own things that I really enjoyed, like the culture of, Padme's people and everything, and the whole idea that like these kids would be raised up, because everything, the responsibility started so much.
Did they ever
Sooner.
give their culture or a title? Because if not, I would like to refer to them as the Naboobs.
Boobs.
No boobs.
They're not sure.
Or-
Naboobians?
Naboobian. I think he chose poorly.
I have to admit, I have not played all the way through all these games. I've started playing.
Come on, I'm
I've
trying.
seen these levels 100 times.
Use the force. Pick
Can,
me up.
can you force?
I don't
like-
think you can go that way. I think you need to go over this way.
Where do I need to
I'm
go?
not even
Oh, okay. I didn't see it.
I'm not even sure I've seen episode 4 on this game.
But,
Which push triangle for?
I didn't push triangle. It
Yeah, you
forced
did.
me to go back. I didn't push it.
I'll do it.
You go ahead. You're the sober one. You should do this. But
There we go.
my kids are all going as Star Wars characters for Halloween this year. My daughters have been just very insistent on being Queen Amidala and Princess Leia. So
Although I did see something the other day, and it brought up a really good point. What is she princess of?
she is
Princess Herpes.
Princess Leia is the princess of Alderaan.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Oh,
Well,
I thought you meant.
she was still a princess.
I heard somebody refer to Amidala as Herpy Lips, so
That's funny.
Well, yeah, she's Queen Amidala, and then she is Senator Amidala, but her name is actually Padme Amidala. So
Yeah.
Where does Amidala come from anyway?
Naboo.
Nibby.
No, but I mean, like, where did the name come from?
Amidala is her political name. It's part of their, the
Come back
children.
over here. Come back
sorry,
here. Come back here.
The children that go into, these sort of political things in their culture, they take on a political name, sort of persona, to rule by.
All right. Well, with that piece of information, we're going to wrap up this episode. And so we'll catch you next time on Four Nerds Gaming.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye. Leave you with a little bit of NSYNC there.
Leave me with as little as you can.
Yeah.